Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the Great Resignation, and here are my thoughts in a nutshell. Y'all, cut it out. Like, oh my goodness. So I don't want to bore you with the stats and stuff, but apparently 4.3 million Americans quit their job in August alone. And I know that y'all have been to fast food places like I have and seen that they are closed. Like, I legit went through Wendy's and it was like 3 p.m. and I rolled up to the window and the guy was like, "I'm sorry, we're closed." 3 p.m. And so I know that you guys have all kind of been feeling this in one way or another. And so I know that COVID really made Americans really just take a look at stuff like, oh my goodness, my job is actually making me work so much that I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to sleep. I don't have time to cook, clean, spend time with my family, which is crazy. So I am down for that. I'm down for employees being forced to pay fair wages, especially to those doing manual labor. There's a lot of good coming from this. But today I want to kind of give just some, not even a warning, but just help on wisdom, especially if this is something you're considering. I believe that there's a way you can go about it to not leave yourself so vulnerable to what I believe is going to happen in the economy. So first of all, I want to know, how are you guys doing this? Like, if you already quit your job, I'm not even trying to be funny, but how are you paying your bills? Where are you living? Like, because I'm like, okay, the Great Resignation, I'm down with it. But also I'm like, wait, how are people eating and living? I really want to know that. So if this is you, let me know in the comments below. What are you doing? Y'all know that I am down for people walking in their callings, walking in their gifts. So today's video might seem a little off to you, like, Dela, like, what? This is against everything that you say all the time. But I do just want to share my concerns, and I want to share maybe a different perspective in a way that you can capitalize on this that may look different than what you think. So first of all, let me start with saying, if you are a felon or you have a rough background, your work history is spotty, maybe you've left a couple jobs and went back, or not went back, but went, you job hop, and maybe your resume isn't favorable to HR or different companies, I want to encourage you to lean in. This is not your time to be quitting. This is, employers, I don't even know a pretty way to put this, professional way to put this. They're desperate. So this could be your opportunity to not have your background hold you back. Like, you could probably go into a job that you may have not been able to get in the past because they have more options. And you can really just get in the door, work hard, and really move up. Because one thing I want us to know, a reason why I'm making this video, because I don't want us to be caught with our pants down. Here's what I believe is going to happen. With there being less employees, okay, that means there's less items. I know I've been to Target and seen the shelves empty. Y'all know Walmart, like, that's pretty normal to see the shelves empty. But I've been to Target. I went to IKEA. I thought they were legit closing down because, there's been a disruption in the supply chain. So they're not getting their items as quickly as they need to get them, or at all. So here's what I believe is going to happen. We talked about this in one of our other videos. Without there being as many employees, the supply is down, but the demand is still the same, if not higher. So they're going to have to drive the prices up. So while people are out here quitting their jobs to be a part of the movement, guys, things are going to be getting more expensive. So that's why I'm making this video. I do not want us quitting our jobs while prices are rising. Then you have no savings. So you're just out here in this vulnerable place. So I don't want that. Now, I know I talked about felons, but also if you're not a felon, this is an opportunity for you. Because say you're in your job and you've been looked over for promotions, nobody trying to check for you. This is your moment. You get to lean in. The way that you can capitalize on this Great Resignation is if you lean in while everybody else is checking out. You have the opportunity to show off your skills. You have the opportunity to be the hardest worker in the room. You have an opportunity. And employers, they're in a different headspace. They're like, how can we keep our smart employers are thinking, how can we keep our talent? Because it's more expensive to get more talent than it is to just retain the talent that you have. And this is, I'm not just talking corporate jobs, y'all. I'm talking about if you move boxes at Amazon. I am talking to you. You have the opportunity to lean in. Now, I'm here for the movement. I'm here for people demanding fair wages. I'm here for all of that. I know I keep saying that because I want you to get what I'm saying. I'm even here for people leaving their job to work in their callings. And that is the ultimate goal. I believe that looks like heaven on earth. Everybody working in the place where they should be working. But I hope you guys are not quitting your jobs and believing these coaches, these YouTube coaches, podcast coaches, or whatever, that's saying that you can quit your job and sell on Amazon, or, you know, be a YouTuber or a podcaster within 3 months and be a millionaire. Guys, it's not true. Is it possible? Yes, but it takes time and hard work and consistency. Things that really, when you quit your job and you can't pay your bills, are going to be harder to do. Like, I feel like that's not what people tell you. Like, people don't want to tell you that. There's something about this not being able to eat and not knowing how you're going to feed your family and provide for your family that I believe can crush your creativity. Now, I am about being uncomfortable so that you can make it to your goals. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you need to be as comfortable as possible, but I am saying there's something about not being able to pay your bills that will stifle your creativity, and people don't talk about that. And so I'm not saying don't quit. I am saying get your ducks in a row first, please, especially if you're the middle class, lower income. Guys, nobody's looking out for the middle class. So we have got to begin to advance. And I'm making this video too because a lot of people are not in the place where they don't need earned income. We still need earned income, right? And the goal one day is to have enough assets and things to where we don't need earned income to our portfolio, but we're still there. And I believe a lot of people are still there. And so before you quit, what are some things that you can do to get your ducks in a row? One, just make sure you're not leaving any opportunities on the table. Like I said earlier, this is an opportunity that you can lean in for promotions or things that will increase your income while you're there. Even if you know in your heart you're only going to be there for another year or 2 years, what can you learn? How can you increase your income? What are connections you can make around you? Those might be people that you make a startup with later on. You know what I mean? Just think differently, think creatively before you quit, but also looking at your personal life. What's some debt that needs to be paid off? I promise you, if you quit your job and your money is better in a better place, you're gonna feel better. Do you make a goal? Set a goal. When I save X amount of money, then I can quit my job. And just having that in front of you gives you the motivation. I know what it feels like to go into a job every day that you just know you're not supposed to be at, and you know it's not your end all be all. I know what that feels like. So I know you need some motivation. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I'm also looking out for my people. Don't just get up and quit, okay? Because things are just not getting cheaper. And I'm not a fear-based motivator. I'm just laying the cards on the table. Whew. Look at your debt. What do you need to pay off? Maybe you don't have debt. So maybe you're like, we need a car. Buy the car cash. And you know, once I buy this car cash, it's going to take us another 5-10 years. So I'll be good to start my entrepreneur journey or take risks and things like that. What kind of expenses are coming up? What are you going to do about healthcare? What are you going to, just sit down and really think through these things. How much does your life cost? Most people don't know how much their life costs to live. How much do you spend? Not how much do you think. You're like, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to stop eating out. Are you? Just be realistic. Like, do you cook? You know what I'm saying? But how much does my lifestyle cost? How much do my children cost? How much does this cost? How much does my husband bring in? Or maybe my husband, we're both quitting, we're doing this together. Whatever it is, I'm not judging. How much is my overhead, like my housing costs? How much, can I lessen that? Can I do something creative? Can I live in an RV like we did, right? What can I do to make things more affordable so we're not caught, just in this vulnerable state? So write those down. So if you have been thinking about leaving your job, all I'm saying is, I don't want to be discouraging anything. All I'm saying is this may be a time to think counterculturally, and this instead, while the rest of the world is quitting their job, maybe you turn up your job. Maybe you need 2 jobs right now, y'all, because we just need to be prepared. Maybe you need 2 jobs. Maybe you need to be working your job, and the second job that you work is money that you're putting away in the bank for saving so that you can quit your job. Lean in, guys. Turn your brain on. Don't just do things that are on TikTok and Instagram, right? Like, or YouTube, whatever, on the socials. Don't just do that. Get your house in order. And before I get off, I want to encourage you guys, because I know a lot of the reason that this is happening is because people feel so unfulfilled in their jobs, and it breaks my heart. Now, I will say this, because there's enough people out there saying, follow your passions, do what you love, and y'all know I'm in that camp. But I will say this. We've got to start looking at our jobs differently, unfortunately. If you are in a place where you feel like, I'm at this job, it sucks, I should not be here, I deserve so much more. While you're in this temporary season, like if you heard the things I talked about earlier, you're like, dang, you're right, I don't have my finances in order, I don't know what I was thinking. Here's what I need you to do. Start separating your identity from your job. I know ideally they would go together, our visions, our hopes, our dreams, and our jobs, they would all merge together perfectly. But that doesn't always happen. A lot of times it doesn't happen, okay? And I'm tired of seeing, especially young men, beating themselves up because they feel like they should be doing XYZ, making XYZ amount of money. Listen, here's one way you can separate them. You are at your job to earn an income. And yes, you want to do the best you can. You want to sharpen your skills. Yes, okay? But detach the emotion from it, okay? You're there to get the job done in a way that's honorable to your name. Get the job done. They're going to pay you, okay? When you take that money, you want to separate in your head, right? Job, life, vision, and goals. You're going to take that money that they give you at the job. You're going to stack it over here for your life, vision, and goals. Even if that means you're paying for your kids to do ballet, you're paying for, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, even if it's just everyday living, you're separating the two. Then you can go in there with your head up, because you know what? This is not where my end all be all, but it's helping me build my vision, my family, the things over here that I know I'm called to do. I know this is temporary. And I tell people all the time, listen, I can work at Dollar General and have purpose, because I know my gifts, I know my skill set, I know what the Lord's calling me to do, and my gifts can manifest anywhere that I am. And I'm not trying to trash Dollar General. Dollar General's down the street from my house, so if I'm working at a store, it's gonna be close. But the point is, you can work anywhere when you know your gifts and you know the things that God has put in your life, because it don't matter. It don't matter. I can scan groceries with purpose. If I feel like I'm called to lead, I can lead at Dollar General. If I feel like I'm called to love on people, I can love on people at Dollar General. If I'm called to pastor, I can pastor people at Dollar General. I don't have to be at the church. Period. Right? If I'm a creative, I can be creative, and I'm just using Dollar General. I'm not trying to beat Dollar General down, but I can be a creative in the way that I become more efficient in stocking the shelves. And this is just temporary. I'm not saying you will be fulfilled with this for the rest of your life, but in the season that God has you there, don't miss it because you're over here trying to be a part of the Great Resignation or trying to be a part of a movement. And God's like, no, I called you to be there, to be faithful there, so that I can elevate you to your next place. So just don't miss it. Be in alignment with the Lord. Be in alignment with what God is asking you to do. Don't be out here just joining trends, okay? There's so many things that my husband and I, we have in our hearts that we know the Lord is that's going to come to pass, but we just want to be diligent and steward where we are now. Now, that doesn't mean you can't change jobs, because jobs are out here, you know what I mean, offering better pay and better working conditions. And yes, you deserve that. Employers need to rack their brain, and they need to see how to treat humans like humans, right? But I am saying, for those of you thinking just about throwing it all out there and quitting, switch your perspective, know your worth. You can work at Dollar General, Walmart, McDonald's, wherever it is that God has you, you can work there with purpose. You are not less than. In fact, when I roll up to McDonald's and I see a young person working there and doing an excellent job, because y'all know the work quality has gone down. That's another video for another day. When I see them being excellent, and by excellent, I just mean smiling, taking my order, like just, oh my goodness, I pray a special blessing over them because it's so refreshing. Your work has meaning and purpose. I don't care what you're doing. It has meaning and purpose. And I just want to encourage you to lean in. You're not forgotten. God has not forgotten about you. Even in these times where it's hard. I saw a sign that said, at this store I went into, it said, please be kind to the people who decided to come to work today. And I was like, that's so deep and profound. So I think about that when I am losing patience, you know, because I don't know about y'all, but I've never sat in a drive-through for an hour. It's just kind of ironic, you know, fast food ain't so fast anymore. But we can spread a little grace for people. But now I'm just rambling. Lean in, y'all. Lean in. Let me know below, what are some things that you need to get done before you make the big quit? And what are some things you're going to walk into? What's your business plan? Get that in line first. Get your ducks in a row. Prove that you can earn income before in the business plan before you go quitting, you know, what's paying and keeping food on the table for your family. So I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.